Hey, what is up, everybody? Ross Cessna from Spiritual Phoenix Studios. We are going to do a pick a plant card reading. I got 3 plants behind me. You're going to pick one of them, and then we're going to give you a pile of things to look forward to, right? It's Thanksgiving today, so we're going to pause and reflect on, maybe think of one thing that you're grateful for today, that you really appreciated despite how challenging the year might have been. Think about it for a second. Now let's pick a plant. So we got the long dangly. I would like to pull it forward. Let me see if I can. So we got the long dangly. I want to say that's a type of moss. Could be wrong. Then we have the medium dangly. And then we have the staghorn fern. So are you a long dangly, a medium dangly, or a staghorn fern? And I got those plants this past week. I'm actually super grateful because it's for something that I'm going to be putting on in the near future, and they look really nice. So long danglies, you are first. One thing you can expect coming forward is you have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Ace of Pentacles in reverse is about procrastination and laziness. So if you've been feeling that kind of way, I would say that it might be about to shift and kind of go into the inspiration and creation mode. Additionally, it might be kind of time to hibernate, depending upon where you're at in the world. Over here in my neck of the woods, it's getting increasingly cold, a little bit more windy, and sometimes like cooping up for the winter and hibernating and kind of going in that reflective space is what we need in order to move forward, right? And then difficulty in the beginning comes up for our long danglies. That's growing pains, doubts and fears, awkwardness, becoming stronger, vulnerability, inexperience. So sometimes when we pause, especially in our culture, and allow things to be okay, it can be challenging. That's one of the things that I've been having to shift to, is stepping into a place of security, because it's not something that I've felt most of my life. And transitioning into that, despite what's going on in the world, it's really challenging at first. But when you move into that and actually maybe let yourself rest and get more comfortable with it, it might be easier. And it might be just what you need in order to kind of rekindle that spark within. Goddess of Air comes up as well. Air is about the mind in esotericism. So this is kind of recalibrating your mind and helping you formulate a plan. Putting it all together, my long danglies can expect a period of rest that may at first be hard to adjust to, but ultimately that period of rest will lead to an opening of the mind and some new ideas and some new inspirations that can really take you on to a whole new life, right? And with this being near the end of the year, that's a really good energy to embrace for New Year's. Kind of enjoy the holidays as much as you can with all things considered. Play it safe, play it cool, but rest as well and get ready for a shift. Okay, long danglies, we got you. Medium danglies, you are up next. I gotta think of a better word. Danglies sounds really weird. We have 3 of Wands for you, medium danglies. This is about preparation and foresight. This is about making a plan. 3s are about communication. Wands are about desires. Coming up, start planning out what you want to do. And the way that I like how it's expressed in this card, it shows this woman kind of having these high walls that this person has to climb to get up. Make sure you're setting your boundaries when you're making plans too, right? Other people can pull you off your path or like pull you away from what you're trying to focus on. And it's probably even true more so now because a lot of us are very attention starved with just the way that things are and how it's kind of reverting back to. And don't settle for less than you deserve, I guess, is a big one there. Then we move into the next thing. Oppression comes up. So set some boundaries. Oppression, opposite viewpoints, personal differences, a communication gap, disharmony, misunderstandings, and estrangement. Prepare for some disagreements is how this is coming along so far. I would say that you're probably of a different mindset than a lot of people within your circle, and it might be better looking at the boundaries card here to kind of not engage in those conversations, even though you might want to, and step back and let people walk their own path and just worry about your own. And I can get lonely doing that, but sometimes that's a lot better experience. Sacred union comes up. Sacred union is really about connecting more so with the divine. And that's kind of what I think that a lot of this experience could be about for some people. If you're really struggling and don't know what to do, taking the time and energy to improve your contact with whatever you believe is out there, or just beginning to trust more in yourself and life process, whatever you need to believe. But there's an opportunity for unification, despite the challenges that come up, right? So putting that all together, work on setting some boundaries and make some plans for overcoming difficult situations by connecting with something bigger than you. Like, you got to have that guide on the other side kind of looking out for you. And then last but absolutely not least, my staghorn fern people, Nine of Cups in reverse comes up. Nine of Cups in reverse is generally about being overindulgent or kind of greedy. With everything going on right now, it's pretty easy to get wrapped up in overindulgence of feelings, overindulgence of substances at like holiday parties. Tonight's actually one of the nights with like typically, I should say, it's not going to be this year, obviously, but historically, Thanksgiving evening is one of like the biggest party nights of the year. And there's a lot of call for overindulgence and things. Just be mindful of that, right? Because what you're missing out on is actual comfort and satisfaction by participating in something that brings you comfort and satisfaction. And I think that's really important for all of us. And it's not to say don't escape sometimes, but make sure you have an out. Biting through comes up for you as well. Staghorn fern peoples. This is about taking decisive action, restoring order, applying some force with sensitivity, like having some discipline, justice, tenacious devotion to a task. That's saying you got to stick with it, even though it might get uncomfortable, and pushing yourself to develop the habits that are necessary to accomplish what you're trying to achieve. Not necessarily always easy, not necessarily fun, but incredibly rewarding. And lastly, children comes up for you as well. For some of you, that's going to be them quarantine babies. For some of you, it definitely will. But it's more so about like a fresh perspective and kind of a new beginning. Think of it in terms of like the Fool card. The number on the Fool in a lot of modern tarot decks is 0. 0 represents the cosmic egg, so like a new beginning. This is a sense of new beginning. And really with, again, everything going on globally right now, this is a new beginning for a lot of people. And although we might want to return to simpler times, I think that culturally that's past us. And we have to evolve and kind of reorient ourselves so we're not shocked by how the world is going forward. I hope that was helpful. Kind of an intense reading, a little bit more of a download than I might have intended to, but I'm only telling you what the cards say. If it lines up, let me know in the comments below. Regardless, please drop a like, follow me if you aren't doing so, or subscribe depending upon where you're seeing this, and have a blessed day, right? Celebrate your life. Peace. Hey, thanks again for checking out my channel. If you haven't already, subscribe by hitting the Phoenix down below and check out more of my videos over there.